Welcome to ScottiBYTE. Come join the crew, a place for learning whether seasoned or new. Networking containers, tech will unveil, step-by-step guides you're sure to prevail. From bridging to VLANs and Docker in sight, Incus and LXD will make it all right. Self-host your apps, build your own plan. With ScottiBYTE's help, you'll understand. ScottiBYTE, where learning takes flight, for beginners and builders day or night. From rocket chat to forums, we'll explore guides and answers you'll learn and soar. Incus step by step to lead you along. Learn the setup and soon you'll be strong. LXD step by step, no question too small. Scott's got the answers for one and all. Homelab wonders easy to see. With ScottiBYTE's help, you'll master it free. Ask your questions, don't be shy. At ScottiBYTE, we'll help you try. ScottiBYTE, where learning takes flight, for beginners and builders day or night. From rocket chat to forums, we'll explore guides and answers you'll learn and soar. Rocket chat at chat.scottibyte. Join the team, your future's bright. Discourse forums, step-by-step gold. Every new lesson, your skills will take hold. ScottiBYTE's here, no need to fear. For newbies or experts, the path is clear. Subscribe and tune in. Let your skills ignite. With ScottiBYTE, tech just feels right. ScottiBYTE, where learning takes flight, for beginners and builders, day or night. From rocket chat to forums, we'll explore guides and answers you'll learn and soar. What you just heard there was what I call, or what ChatGPT calls, the ScottiBYTE anthem. And so I had gotten into ChatGPT and I had asked it the question. The ScottiBYTE YouTube channel has tutorials about Homelab infrastructure, networking, including bridging and VLANs. A major topic of discussion are LXD, Incus, and Docker containers. Scott shows techniques to self-host applications in the Homelab and provides the answers to questions not found anywhere else. Two popular videos are Incus containers step-by-step and LXD step-by-step, where I show how to build a configuration to host an Incus server or a LXD server. The ScottiBYTE rocket chat server and I give the address here, is where folks can go ask questions and exchange ideas. The ScottiBYTE discourse forum at discussion.scottibyte.com is where you can go to find step-by-step instructions for all the videos. And I said, create me a song about the ScottiBYTE YouTube channel based on these facts. And so it went ahead and cranked out something kind of close to that. The next question I said, incorporate the idea that the ScottiBYTE channel is a place to learn even if you are a newbie, and de-emphasize the fact that it is for pros. And that's where we ended up with the final version of the ScottiBYTE anthem. With all of the focus that we've seen recently on AI, I thought what I would go ahead and do was to make a presentation that focused on how you might use ChatGPT in order to help you out in the Homelab. And so I've got a couple of examples I want to go over here. The first of which is where I asked a question. I said, when I reboot my Ubuntu 2404 system and OBS Studio, which is what I use for my recordings, by the way, my camera shows extremely zoomed in on every other reboot, and I have to resize it to the OBS frame. And this also occurred back in Ubuntu 2204. So it's kind of been a long-standing problem that I've had. And it comes back and says, this behavior might be related to inconsistent detection of your camera's resolution or field of view during system initialization. Here's some suggestions to address this. It says basically to set fixed resolution in OBS Studio, and it says to check your camera settings using V412 CTL. And so it goes through some steps that you can have here. So I said, before making a change, how can I tell the current setting of the camera? And it says, well, you want to install this V4L utilities and then go ahead and run this to list your devices And then after that, go ahead and see which devices you have in settings on that particular camera. And then it says you can query a specific setting this way. So then what I did was I gave it the output of my listing from doing the command that they recommended. And the next thing it comes back and says, it says from the output, the relevant setting causing the zoom issue might be zoom absolute parameter under camera controls, which is currently set to 1. And this indicates that no zoom is applied. If the zoom level changes on reboot, it might explain the extreme zoom that you're observing in OBS. And so it says verify the zoom after reboot, and then automate this by creating a script. And so I come back and said, how can I make this change in OBS as opposed to a script? And it talks about how you can go inside of OBS and make that change. Then I asked the question, is it possible to set my mic volume in OBS to be fixed anytime I enter OBS, since other applications in Ubuntu may alter the volume level of the mic? And I had done a video a while back where I showed how to create a script if you had your microphone changing on reboot. So generally I use my Blue Yeti microphone, but sometimes on reboot, the default microphone of my system is set up to be the microphone on the webcam, which is not really what I want. And so it talks about how you can go into OBS Studio and set a fixed mic volume, but their recommendation is basically to create a script and use that script to modify the volume on startup. And so we go through that, and the next question I said is, hey, I don't see this area you're talking about automatically adjust input volumes in Ubuntu 24.04 settings, yet some applications are automatically adjusting the volume. And it goes back and shows you how you can lock the microphone control with this Pavu control program that you can load. And then they've got a bunch of other things here. It mentions how I could set that up as a scheduled task to do. And then I said, okay, so under Settings Advanced, I'm not seeing a section. Scroll to Script Path on Setup and add the path to the script part they mentioned above. And it said, yeah, you're correct. OBS Studio doesn't have that option in its advanced settings. And it says, my apologies for the confusion. To run a script in OBS Start, you can instead use a Lua or Python script within OBS or automate the script externally. And here's how to handle this. So instead, it's showing me how to build the script. It kind of goes on and it sets it up as a service. I didn't really like that approach. And it said, so option number 2 is you can use an OBS Lua script. So I thought that was really great. I went ahead and set that up. And I said, hey, that command that you gave me is not changing the volume of my Yeti microphone. And so if the it mentions if the command isn't working, it's because the default source isn't correctly targeting your mic. And so it has me do that command and check and see what's actually going on. If I scroll down a little bit further, I said it's saying that the pack CTL command is not found. It says, oh, well, then you need to install Pulse Audio Utilities and then verify the installation by looking at the version and then going ahead and doing an info command. So I did an info command. I pasted it into ChatGPT here, and then what it does is it shows me, okay, it looks like you're running Pulse Audio on top of Pipewire, and you can now proceed to controlling your microphone using PACTL, and it shows me how to do that. And so I say, okay, so that command worked, and it says, great, to automate this change at startup, you're going to want to do these things. So I said, okay. I said, can I run the script, but only when OBS Studio starts? And it says, yeah, go ahead and create the script, add the following to the script, do a chmod to make it executable, create a desktop entry for it, and then you can launch OBS Studio with this command string. So I said, yeah, I prefer to use the normal means to launch OBS Studio. Is there a way to adjust the volume when OBS starts? And it says, okay, if you prefer to use the normal way to launch OBS Studio, such as from your application menu or shortcut, go ahead and open this terminal, create the script, make the script look this way. It's kind of redundant what you saw previously. And then it says you can use systemd to monitor whenever OBS Studio starts and do that. So it said it seems that the scripts in OBS are only accepting Lewis scripts and not shell scripts, or at least it seems that way, because when I select the file, it goes back to the loaded script screen without adding that script. And it says, you're correct. OBS Studio's built-in script manager only accepts Lewis scripts, not shell scripts. And then it tells me to go ahead and create a Lewis script, and it says, here's what it looks like, here's the text you put in this thing, and here's how you put it into OBS Studio. So I said, can I modify this script to make sure that the Yeti mic is used anytime I start OBS? Sometimes on reboot, the default mic is changed to the webcam. And it says, yeah, you can modify the Lewis script to do that. Go ahead and go back in and edit that. And here's the adjusted script. This is how it should look. And it mentions how to load the script back up. And we got to the end. And so now we've got everything set up correctly. So really the bottom line here is avail yourself of using ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, you can create a free account. As you can see here on the left margin, it tracks all of my different queries and questions that I've had with ChatGPT, so I can refer back to things if I have the free account. It is true that they have a membership account, and the difference with that is that they use a newer or more enhanced LLM, which is a large language model, to go off and do things. But the bottom line really is that ChatGPT is a really powerful utility in terms of answering questions to solve problems that you might be having in the Homelab, or answering questions related to individual program features or functions. In my rare Ubuntu update fail video, which was the last video that I did, where I migrated from my Dell computer over to my new Minisforum computer, I encountered several problems along the way, and that was because I wasn't just doing a new install, but I was trying to migrate my existing environment. And ChatGPT was indispensable in solving a lot of those problems. And as home labbers, we're always looking for great tools to solve our problems. And so when it comes right down to it, ChatGPT is one of those tools that you need to avail yourself of to solve issues when you run into them. Anyway, that's it for today. Please subscribe and like to the channel, and don't forget to hit your notification bell, and we'll see you next time.